Alright, hi everyone, I'm back. Before we get into the NBA playoffs, I just want to say to anyone in Puerto Rico with regards to it seems like they just lost power island-wide in Puerto Rico. I wish everyone the best over there and that they get this fixed right away and that everything gets back to semi-normal with regards to since the hurricane hit so long ago that everything, gets back on track and hopefully everyone's fine over there. But now back to lighter side of things with sports. The NBA playoffs obviously are here, and things have gone very interesting for teams. With teams going 2-0 already, have won 2 games, or teams going 1-1. Getting the series back on track. But it's a couple of them that are pretty interesting. Obviously, the Boston Celtics. That's not bad. But you thought the Boston Celtics, even though without Kyrie Irving, were pretty good, and that they were going to make it past the first round. But the Miami Heat and the Sixers series is going to be pretty interesting. You got Dwayne Wade, and he can't do that every night, no. But if he can do something like that, something that approximates that, and have other players help him with Dragic, and all these other players really help him out with the Heat, and you have Whiteside who can do what he does as a center and get back on track, and then the Sixers don't have Embiid for them, possibly another game and go into Miami, that might be a little bit of a problem for the Sixers. Because no matter what, Dwayne Wade has played so much basketball. I think some of it is just he knows other things other guys don't. Especially guys that are a lot younger than him, like Ben Simmons and all these other rookies or second, third year players. And especially they haven't been in the playoffs. I just think there's an advantage to that for the Miami Heat. Now, I'm not saying they're going to win this series. But if the Sixers don't get Embiid back, and even if they do, who knows how much strength and how healthy Embiid is, because coming off an eye injury like that, it might not even be a physical thing. It more might be a little bit of a mental thing where you're worried about a player coming down and elbowing you, and so you kind of back up, don't go for that rebound, things like that. That's something to possibly that might happen. Or he may not play this series due to they're looking long term. Because first of all, the Sixers, this is the first time they've been in the playoffs, and I'm sure as much as they want to this opportunity to strike, they're looking long term where we want to win multiple championships. We want to win multiple NBA finals. So we'd rather have Embiid and go as far as we can without him and lose the playoffs than go far as you can with him, but you lose him to a more serious injury because of it. So there are things to consider and there are things to figure out for the Sixers, but it seems like this is the Miami Heat series, especially going to Miami, to really capitalize on this and try to win those games in Miami. Because if you go back to playing the Sixers, their fans, you get into a groove, you get more comfortable over there. So you got to win in Miami. You have to. And then tonight with the Pacers and Cavaliers, that's very important as well. LeBron James hasn't lost many first round playoff games. It's been a while, probably since when he was with the Cavs, when he was with the Cavs the original first time, when he was, drafted there. So that's another thing they got to capitalize on. The Pacers, either they're going to show who they are and that Victor Oladipo's becoming a star in this league, or LeBron James is going to show who he really is and what he can do. Now, I think for them to win, unfortunately, especially with, it seems like the group of guys that they have, the consistency is not maybe 100% there, and the confidence and all that with Cavaliers. LeBron James got to score. He's got to score at least 30-something points every game. He's got to get, Kevin Love's got to get involved, and Kevin Love has almost got to be a second guy instead of a third guy. He's really got to get there, shoot his threes, get his rebounds. Do even sometimes when you're not shooting, just do the little things. Get rebounds, assist for other people, give them shots, things like that. But I do think that the Cavaliers will get back on track and win this game, win the next game, to make this, the series tied and get things back on track. Because if you go 0-2, especially now that Stephen Curry is out for another 3 weeks and looks like he's not going to be back until the conference finals, LeBron James has really got to do it here. He's got to win these games. He's got to almost not blow out teams, but you got to do sweeps or lose one game, because you want to stay as healthy as you can with your team, and you want to play as much basketball as possible. Win your games, but don't make these 7-game series, 6-game series. You'd rather make them 5 and sweeps, so that way you're well rested and played. And when you're possibly going to the finals to face the Golden State Warriors, possibly, and for the Golden State Warriors, they also have to worry. I mean, you're still facing the Spurs, and you might win that series, but if you have a compromised Steph Curry, or you're playing the Rockets or another team without him, and they know he's not going to be there for this playoff run, or they know he's compromised, that's a problem. Because you're going to have teams realizing, well, he's not coming back for a while. So now we can really take advantage of this and not, maybe have to draw lineups and plays for him if he comes in for things like that. Because look, Stephen Curry played before with an injury and they didn't win the finals with him. Although they didn't have Durant either. But still, that Durant has said, he says he doesn't want to be a leader and he doesn't really it seems like he doesn't want to be a leader, and some of the qualities are not leadership material. Not saying that he can't be one, he could be, absolutely, but that's something to worry about, because now players say, hey, Steph Curry's not here and he's not going to be back, we could do different plays for all these different guys, have more time to practice on them, figure different things out. Or the Rockets, if you face the Rockets without Stephen Curry, they're like the Warriors, where they can shoot threes, they have guys who can assist. So if you could out the Warriors with threes, outmatch the Warriors in threes, I think you could beat them, especially if Steph Curry's not there, because you have Chris Paul, who's an assist guy really well, can shoot threes as well. Harden, whose assists are amazing and can shoot threes, and he can get foul shots. He can get fouled and go to the foul line and shoot those shots and get extra points that other players can't. So that's also an X factor. So I really think that if the Warriors really want to continue, they got to be a little concerned. The Rockets have to take advantage, and they have to do what they have to do. And then, with regards to the other teams, the Pelicans, they might finally win their first NBA playoff series in a while. That would be amazing to see. You have Anthony Davis, especially that, Cousins is not there and he's injured. That would be amazing for the Pelicans, and I'm sure New Orleans fans to see. And I don't know what's happening with the Blazers. The Blazers are a good team, but it just seems like almost kind of like the Washington Wizards. They have good players and they have good teammates, and coaching is pretty solid, but there's just something lacking or missing that I don't know if it's a coach or just the players are playing together but not with cohesion, or it's just very interesting how that's going to work out for them, in this playoff series with all these different teams, because as much as they make it, they almost kind of seem like Toronto Raptors or the Wizards of the West, where they always make it, but they never get past a certain round. So then there's the Thunder and Jazz. That's another good series to look out for. It really is. You have, Russell Westbrook with him doing the best he can, but you got to worry about Paul George with his little bit of an injury thing. And then also you got to worry about the Jazz with Donovan Mitchell's the injury thing. So there's a little uncertainty on both sides, And then you have Carmelo Anthony, who is great, but he's not what he used to be. And I'm sure he wants to get far in the playoffs. So it'll be interesting to see how that's going to shake out with that playoff game. And then you have Timberwolves Rockets. The Rockets got to continue winning. They got to win another game. Don't give the Timberwolves a chance, especially the Timberwolves made it in on the last day. You can't just you got to continue winning and not give them a shot, So it's going to be interesting to see. It really will be. So it's as amazing as it is. The NBA playoffs is great so far. I'm sure the later rounds are always better than the first round, although the first round does produce a pretty good game once in a while. And I think this Sixer Heat series is going to be interesting, because if the Heat can get wins at Miami and you still don't have Embiid back, or if you get a compromise Embiid back, the Heat have a chance to move on. And that would be unfortunate for the Sixers fans. As much as you wanted this season to be what it was, when the playoffs successful, it may not be. And unfortunately, it's a double-edged sword where you want to go now and win it, but at the same time, look at all that you have and how much more success you could have. But remember, in basketball or in any sport, as much as you think the window is open, Sometimes the window closes a lot quicker than you think. Not saying it's going to happen here, but you never know. It's sports, and anything can happen in sports. So, alright, I'm Robert Sosa, and I want to thank everyone for listening. I hope everyone has a great Wednesday. Enjoy your day, and I'll talk to you guys next Wednesday. Alright, bye.